Hi, everybody. It's James, and welcome to a new season in the championship for TGWPIS FC. I'm at the first game in the season where we will be playing. Why is the league table borked? That reasons. Where we will be playing Preston North End at home. But obviously, you're here because we've had a lot of we've had transfers, we've had ins, we've had outs, we've had drama. We've had a good preseason, and to give you guys a reminder, we're only expected to finish in the top half of the championship, which is very nice for us. I think and something that we need because we've been on such a rocket ship up that a 12th or higher finish is good because we do not have a squad that should be winning the championship. If we win the championship, we are going to get smacked in the Prem. Other good news, we're expected to reach the fourth round of the FA Cup. We enter in the third round. We're expected to reach the third round of the Carabao Cup. We're playing Burton, which is good. They're League One side, Burton Albion? Yep, League One. Were they relegated? Nope. They've been solidly League One. But yeah, that's all of our expectations there. I will also show you that we are expected to be fifth right now. Though that being said, we have fifth. We also do not have. We have the best right back in the division. Kostas Tsimikas is here, but yeah, we are not expected to do any well. We've done pretty good, by the way, with our money. But Sheffield United, Brentford, and Crystal Palace all been relegated. Fulham we know is good. Stoke, Blackburn, I expect us to be around the mid-table. I think we'll do an account of ourselves. But once again, if we're up high, we're not pushing for money here. But yeah, let's talk about things. Let's talk about transfers. Let's talk about ins and outs. Let's talk about the wheels and deals. We've got two still pending, and if these go through, they'll be very nice. A midfield player, Argentinian midfielder from Leicester, who's played in the Premier League, who looks pretty good. And then a backup left wing back from Uruguay, who I don't know anything about, but we kind of need. And my assistant said it would be a league, a potential, they're currently playing at a League One ability. All right. Yeah, let's look at all that. Let's look at ins and outs. As always, the only outs we have to talk about here is that Brian Ball went on loan, Rick Thorogood went on loan, and Jeremy Smith went on loan. Also, I may have borked the face pack, so a bunch of faces may look different than what they're used to. Sorry about that. May change again in the near future, too. The first one, which is in from Real Santander for £1 million. Everybody, this is Francis Ortega. One of the things we wanted to do was improve our right back. Azier was all right at the end of last year, but we wanted somebody who had some experience, who looks like he could do well. And this guy was playing in, I believe, which is is playing for the Racing Santander, who are currently in whatever division is this? Structure. The third division of Spain for Racing Santander, and had been playing pretty well for them. So he's had some experience, but I think if you look at all of his statistics here, for a right wing back, he is consistent. He has pace. He's consistent. He is pacey. He has stamina. He's got decent natural fitness, balance. Physically, he's a monster. He has good work rate and vision. Positioning could be better, but off the ball, concentration, all of that is good. Crossing and dribbling is all right. First touch is pretty good. Marking is good. Tackling is all right. And technique is also very good. You can see that he has taken the number 2 shirt. And, if you'll excuse me here for a brief moment, we only do this live. Why would I cut recordings? As you can see here, he has everything we're kind of looking for, and our scouts rate him really highly as an operating at the current championship level. He's not happy with our overall training right now just because, we're in preseason and I run these guys frickin' ragged, but I think he's a great player. He knocks the ball past the opponent, gets for whatever possible. He's on a pretty reasonable contract, and he's 21. And yeah, I think what do they think? He can prove a slight amount more in the future, which is fine. I'm all right with that. A slight amount would be very good for us, and he looks like someone who could definitely take that left wing back spot by storm. And it is an immediate. If we compare him, do we have Acer? Yeah, here you go. Who, by the way, Acer wants to leave the club because he's afraid about not getting a work permit. So I am actively trying to sell him. You can kind of see here, Ortega is just Acer on steroids. Acer has a little bit more agility than him, teamwork and aggression than him, and then heading, long throws, and passing than him. But not by much. So welcome to the team, Ortega. Then, for the right wingback side, I know, right? I solved both wingback problems. Speak is an amazing wingback and has played a ton of games for us. But you can see here when it comes to his technical abilities, he's not the best. So, Sabiri Aydin, the Turkish right wingback, who he brought in for £3 million from Baraspor, who, by the way, originally spawned in Derby County. So this guy is English and was trained in England, which means we're not running into any eligibility rules with him. And much like our other boy, he's not as fast, but he's got balance and agility. He's got good determination, flair, anticipation, aggression, off the ball vision, work rate. He's got some decent marking. His tackling could probably be a little bit better, but crossing and dribbling's all there. He is another guy who I'm like, yes, this is a guy who can definitely do a job. He's played for Rochdale. He's played for Derby County. He played in the Turkish league last year. He wanted to leave. We wanted to come back to England, so we brought him back. I like the fact that he's got a high stamina, a high work. He's a high stamina guy. He's not going to be tiring. He's 23. I mean, if you look at what we did, Rochdale got him on a steal, and then League One Championship, boom, 5.5 million. We got him back for 3. I think this is a good bit of business. He's contracted for a long period of time with us. He's somebody who's played in this division before. And one could even say that the Super League is the 9th highest rated division in the world. So, did Turnspor get relegated last year? Oh no. Turkish Super League. Where can I see last year? Or can I just do this? That's why they wanted to leave. They got relegated. Well, anyways. Shows you that we just picked up the pieces. He's still playing at a high level. Once again, 44 games a couple of years ago in the championship. He's only developed since then. Ooh, that's the wrong button. A good signing for us, I think. And then that moves us to the ins for so far this year. But we should talk about the outs. Radek Carnes went to Victoria Poznan. The guy who we originally signed for £250,000, we have since turned around and sold for $1.5 million with like sell-on clauses and stuff that could eventually rise up. Carnes, you could kind of see, was kind of drifting out of the team towards the end of the season. A great player, naturally fit, a professional, a guy who could pass the ball. Absolutely loved him. He did a lot for us, and I'm happy to let him go and finally get his move. Philip Robertson went back to Spain. We let him leave on a free. I wasn't re-signing him. Dean Appa, same way. We just kind of let him go to Aberdeen. We weren't using him. Efe Nayopo went to Hibernian. We weren't going to use him, so we let him go. A lot of guys we just kind of like really cleaned house. Jimmy Breen, we sold for 220,000 to Dundee United. Just a guy who just wasn't getting a look in, and the fact that he was so inconsistent, we just needed to kind of let him go and get a fresh start. Sonny Crane has gone on loan again. The guy is just a loan machine. He's generating us income, which we love. Victor Goran finally got his move to Augsburg. We got our 4.2 million with a 20% sell-on clause. Obviously, you saw the guy we brought in to replace him. I think a much improvement over Goran, though we can't state what the wonders that he made for us. This is a sad one. Darling Casa has gone to Plymouth. The club captain, the guy who brought us so many amazing memories, he wanted to move on. He wanted to do more. He wanted to start more games. And what did I say at the beginning of this series? If one of our players that we love wants to move on to start more games, we are not going to stand in their way. So we didn't. We moved him right on. Hopefully he's starting for Plymouth. He's come off their bench a couple of times. He is number 8 with them. Great. He has been playing as midfielder for him. He's a solid guy. I think he'll do great for them. It just was time to move on from him because we've hit that point where we couldn't carry him in the league anymore. And I wasn't going to be able to register him, and he was going to get upset. So rather having your club captain be upset, you sell him on. And we're just going to watch his career. And if he gets close to retiring, we'll bring him back as coach like we tend to do, and we'll go on from there. Paul Diallo has gone out on loan. Vladimir Petrovic has gone out on loan, hopefully to get some game time. Mansfield has good training facilities, so that's good for us. Ian King, we sold him for 1.4 million, rising up to 2 to Fulham, the Manchester United graduate that we got on a free, loaned out to Sutton, and then sold her and turned around and sold to Fulham. Handy profit there. Beautiful. Move on. Elias Cantano. Our boy Elias has gotten his move back to Spain. A guy who was absolutely key for us in the lower leagues. Had wonderful seasons for us in the Vanarama National and League 2. And contributed even in League 1. 10 appearances, 3 goals, 2 assists. Was absolutely key for us. Somebody who picked up on a free. But once again, we wanted him to go and move on. He's playing in the Segunda divisions. He's playing in the second division of Spain. I would say that's on par with us. No, a little bit below where we are. We're in the 20th ranked competition in the world now, I believe. 21st ranked competition in the world. So yeah, a little bit below us, but that's fine. That means he should just rip it up. A guy who's done a ton for us. We're happy to have him go on and move on and have a great career. Thank you, Elias. You've done great. Lee Tate has gone out on loan to Coventry. Once again, they have a wonderful program of training facilities there. He's just going to get more experience. We'll talk about that one in a second. Danny Hull has gone out on loan again to Montrose. Gillum has been sold to Real Sociedad. And you're probably thinking, my God, James, why did you sell Gillum? We love Gillum. Gillum is a central defender who does a lot of wonderful things. Absolutely. He's a heading machine, mentally very solid, but his vision is working, his passing were lacking. And to be honest, 11 marking and 12 tackling weren't the greatest. So we moved him on for 6 million that will eventually rise up to 19.5 million pounds. And it won't take that long for him to reach there. He's just going to have to play a couple of games for him. He was a club icon of ours, has done a ton for us, but our center backs are so much better now. And he said he would have gotten upset if we weren't allowed to send him to Real Sociedad. He wasn't allowed to talk to him. So we did. We also have a 25% sell-on clause. So if they sell him for 19 million, we're going to get some nice change from that. So thank you, Gillum. You've been wonderful for us. Another club. You carried the armband for plenty of years. Thank you for your service. And we move on. If you notice here, we've got 3 from Man City. Let's talk about those in a second. And a Brazilian. This guy was leaving his country. We'll talk about that. I know Pepe is no longer at Corby, so I'm allowing myself to maybe sign a Brazilian or 2. William Steven Moraca. I love myself a Colombian striker. And this guy was a free signing. He played in Austin last year. I think that was in the United States, right? Yep, he played in the MLS last year. Don't know what he did there or how well he did. Did he actually play? A little bit. But a guy we pick up on the free, he looks good. Looks like he could, first touch finishing is there. Love the mentals. Physicals could definitely come in. He's got a left-footed shot on him. We are training him to be a complete forward. He's got good technique, vision, work rate, mentals. I mean, the flair and the determination you love to see. And on a free, for a guy on 550 pounds for a couple of years, I mean, it's worth the punt. Worst comes to worst, we could turn this guy around. What's his transfer value at? His transfer value is already about 4.4. We've already got clubs tripping over themselves to loan him, which we don't want to do because he's kind of like our 4th choice striker. He's in our under-23s right now, but we could see him come up and play a couple early cup games in the FA Cup, depending on who we play. But yeah, William Steven Majorca, welcome to the club. Our first Brazilian. This is Antonio Carlos. And why did we pick up Antonio Carlos? Well, for one, he's pretty close to, ignore the scouts, he's very close to doing what we want to be doing. He's a passing, teamwork, work rate, vision, technique, tackling, first touch machine. He's got decent mentals, teamwork, vision, work rate, which I love. We are playing him as the Metzala. Physically, he's naturally fit. He has great stamina. He has great acceleration. Or good balance, good naturally fit. He does well for midfielder. He's also 2-footed, which means we can station him either if he's the starting midfielder or if he sits on the left or the right. He is a guy we can use as a rotational option and just plug into a midfield position and he can play there. It doesn't matter which side. We don't have to worry about sides for him. He's very solid. He was also $7 million, so I think is our record signing. But at the same time, on a contract that's $3.5 million, very good. I don't think he does have a relegation release clause of £6 million. I don't think we're getting relegated, so I'm happy to have that in there. I believe his transfer value is, he's already got a higher transfer value as well. So, a more solid pick in the midfield, just kind of creating depth options. And he's also 19, so he's young. He's able to develop here. I think we've got a lot of Portuguese and Spanish here in the club. Just a solid all-around player and a guy who I wanted to bring in and kind of get that started. And I think a midfielder who could really do well for us. I mean, if you look at somebody like McCourty compared to him, just kind of shows you like physically, like mentally, McCourty's better at like flair and like leadership and stuff. But like when it comes to the technical abilities and this kind of stuff, Antonio can do a job for us. Next, for £75,000, this is Corby Allen. This is the Gorn replacement. He is an English right wing back. He's currently going to be playing in our under 23s. He is League One potential, and I think he could do a job. He's not amazing at anything, but for 75,000, and not having to worry about automatically eligible to play because he's eligible because he's English. He's the perfect back, third choice right wing back who will do some development time for us, which is absolutely great. And I think a good solid sizing. Corby, his name is Corby too. Corby Allen. Welcome to TGWPIS FC. Now come our loanies and our Manchester City raid. Let's talk about the loans first. First, at central defense, this is Michael Keanley. This guy is apparently the hottest Irish prospect out there right now at center back, and you can kind of see why. This guy is replacing Gillum. He's not much of a header of the ball. He has 13 marking, which is better, 17 tackling. But look at this. Pace, jumping agility, physical monster. Mental abilities, great. Marks opponents tightly, does not play through ball, stays back, does not dive into tackles, refrains from taking long shots. This guy's the central defending machine that we've wanted. And the best part is he's on loan here for free, and we're not paying any of his wages. We are not paying him a penny. Now, he's only on a 6-month loan, which is fine. But I think we can get the best out of him in the meantime. He also doesn't have any intention of joining us on a permanent basis. He's really good in the air. He's good at acceleration. And I think we can extend his loan if we want to for next season. He is probably, I would agree, our third best center back at the club. And the guy who will be working with Moraz in the center. I think Walter is going to take the place in the center of the pitch. Once again, not as crazy as like a stopper as him, but I think as a ball player, as a guy who can be like that initial guy who pings the ball out, I like Walter. And he's probably going to become the leader of our back line this season. Also on a new bumper contract as well. One of our highest paid players. But welcome Michael. Then this guy I love. This guy, they wanted to play first team football for them. Now we're paying 10% of his wages, which is $41,000. This guy's on a huge contract with them. But this guy has 17 capped, 2 goals, Northern Irish international. A leading player from our Sky Bet League clubs. This is Jonathan Mark. This is our deep line playmaker this year. And you can absolutely see why, right? He's got physicals for days. He can't jump. Doesn't matter. Mentals for days. Teamwork. I mean, like nothing below a 12 here except for determination and all the ones that matter. First touch and passing are sublime. He can tackle and he's got technique. This is Adina Woods on steroids. And also squad player status, which means we can be rotating him around with Adina, which is great for us. Curls the ball, plays ones, twos, looks at the pass, right in attempt to score. He is kind of the ping, the pass, typical what you'd expect, and will fit beautifully into that midfield. Can also play a little bit further up if we need a guy who can handle the advanced playmaker position. Can even do some deep line forwarding. And I would definitely play him as a deep line forward on support or like a false 9. But has that passing range and ability to make it work. That is Jonathan Mark. Beautiful him. And then finally, this is Bobby Jenkins, a English capped under 23-year-old international who was kind of done playing for Manchester City. Never got a look into their team. Was even on the fringes a couple years. Went and played in Ligue 1 last year, or Sky Bet Ligue 2 last year, and didn't light the world on fire there, but was transfer listed for 1.4 million. English center back, 1.4 million, 2-footed, 6'2", dives in tackles, refrains from taking long shots. Hi, my name is James. I would like to use you, please. Mentally just out of control. This guy is playing on the right for us, I believe, as a wide center back on defend. That's what we're training him to be. Yes. This guy's a wide center back for sure. Just look at him. Also, 15 pace. He has the pace. He has the natural fitness to do that. Crossing could be better. It doesn't matter. He's got the passing to do it too. I love this. He's also either-footed and an improvement. And he's meant to be a star player, which is fine. I'm willing to give him star player. We can pull that back over time, but he is a leading player for most championship sides and a potential good Premier League central defender. That's the key. And English, which is also great for us. And that solidifies our back line. So if you look at the way that the team is leading up right now, and I'm going to make this change real quick just to kind of show you, this is what I'm looking at going forward. Martinez is in goal, Penem, Moraz, and Jenkins, Sabri and Ortega, Antonio Carlos and Mark, Woods, and Smith all can rotate around in that midfield. DeCock, Filipovic, and Valderrama keep their spot up front. Sutton and Hanley are going to be our backup striking options. I would like maybe a stronger advance forward, like that real true killer off the bench, but sadly that's not something I have at the moment. Attard signed another contract to stay with us. He is going to be the backup keeper. I don't believe Doherty is ready just yet to be pulled up. And then look at this. We have Jamie Barr is still here as a backup. Carlos Granado is still here as a backup. Aesner, well, he wants to leave. We're trying to sell him, but he's in here as a backup for now. Ryan Graham is still here. John Lamprey is still here, though he's wanted. Manley, McCurdy, and Dunsmore. We've got a good squad. Is this a championship winning squad? No. Is this a good enough squad to finish mid or top half? Absolutely. So now, in just a sec, we're going to come back for our first game of the season against Preston United. All right. So here we are for our game versus Preston North End. Preston United. Preston North End. Why did I say United? Anyways, Martinez, Jenkins, Moraz, and Penem, Ortega, Saberi, Mark, Antonio Carlos, DeCock, Filipovic, and Valderrama make up our starting 11. With the Tard, Kearney, Speak, Smith, Woods, that is Nathan Smith, Adina Woods, Tommy Sutton, and Paul Haney. I believe now our captains are Graham Ryan and Richie DeCock, with Casa's departure, with Moraz, Sutton, and Martinez all deputizing if need be. Set pieces have been changed up a little bit just to equate for things we have to do. And they're saying Moraz and DeCock will have issues, mainly because they haven't played a ton during preseason, but they've played enough. We had a pretty decent preseason as well. The only team we lost to was Manchester City, and even then that was a 2-1 loss. So, first game, new division, new midfield, new wing backs, new right-sided center back, but the same starting front three that we knew were extremely deadly last year, and hopefully can be just as deadly for us this year. Come on, the boys. Let's see what we can do. Now, we are playing positive, up-tempo football. Preston is are expected to be in the lower end of the table this year. But I'm just happy that we're out and we're playing and we're doing the football. We got a good team. We got things that are, I think we have a good team. I'm at least happy with what we have. And I think this is a good squad that we can build on. And it's all about getting a lot of these players' experience and blooding them in, especially like our young strikers. Sabri, Mark, I think will be great, but there really are, this Mark at least is not going to be somebody who we can't expect to hold on to home for a long time, as that's a beautiful little move there on the right-hand side from Valderrama to set up DeCock for the first goal of our entire championship. Jenkins finds Mark to Sabri, who beats past his man, pulls it back. Mark is there, taps it forward. Valderrama's there, gets it to DeCock. DeCock slices it home. And just like that, we are 1-0 up, and we have scored our first goal in the championship. Bobby Jenkins played I also like the fact we're playing higher up the pitch. Like, we actually have guys who have pace enough that we can trust enough, at least with our center backs, that they can play as like the wide center back role, and it's absolutely great to have. I'd love to see them. I'd love to be able to get good enough where we can turn that up from defense into support. As Mark, beautiful job taking that off there. As Valderrama's now on it, Antonio Carlos has Filipovic, hell of a pass there. Filipovic push rides. Ortega's there. Shoot goes off. Doesn't matter. It gets deflected. But Antonio Carlos scoring on his debut. The Mezzala running forward. Yeah. He's the one who starts the move, too. Filipovic drives the ball to the byline, pulls it back for Ortega, takes a man on shoot, but Antonio Carlos, quickest to react, beats the keeper at his near post. It is now 2-0 to TGWPIS FC. And I think like last year between our two midfielders, we only had like 7 goals. So it's good to see, and by midfielders, I mean like our two midfielders. I don't mean like DeCock. DeCock counts as like a shadow striking front three kind of a situation. He's not like a midfield. He's our link-up play. He's also like he's our late in the rival in the box striker, as Valderrama maybe picked up a knock. We'll see at the half. Halftime's in. Great job by the boys. Well done. Injured, but feels he can shake off the knock. Okay, well, we'll give him 10 minutes. If not, the boy Tommy. Tommy boy will come on. Just because we know how clutch and wonderful he is off the bench. Maybe look at doing something for Ortega or Sabri, depending on who tires first. Yeah, if he goes down to like, we're going to take Valderrama off in the 60th minute. He's too important to risk any deeper into the game. Especially this early in the season. We can't lose him for a long, long period of time. Ball in, Filipovic, Jenkins goes for the header, gets it defended, gets his follow-up and scores. And that is 2 of our debutants scoring on their debut. Beautiful worked ball in by Filipovic. Jenkins there heads it. Winseth has a beautiful save, but Jenkins follows up. And you'd have to think now 3-0 in the 60th minute. And we have to be odds-on favorites for the match. Valderrama is having a good game. But Tom can come on and perform just as well. Of the back 3, let's get Keeney on, swap him out for Morris. That's a beautiful swap to be able to make. Just kind of make that change. I mean, Jenkins was having a good game, but he was tiring. We can provide some rotation. We have the depth. God, I haven't had... And, like, it's quality depth, too. Mark gets it to Sabri, gets it to Sutton. Beautiful. Oh, the pass by Sutton. Antonio Carlos, it bounces around. They finally get it free. Allen's there. Finds Lang here on the side, but Sabri, I mean, that's going to be a yellow card, but... Oh, it isn't. It's a tackle in a decent area, too. Like, I'm not totally against the tackle there. Richarlison gets it to Frazier. I like the fact that we're pressing this high up the pitch. Keeney, nice pass out here, gets it to Moraz. Got plenty of time on the ball. DeCock coming in deep. Finds Mark. Keeney. We'll take it back out here to Martinez. Vernon. Beautiful run through it. Oh, Ortega. Still Ortega. Gets tackled. DeCock is there. Oh, have a shot, my boy. It will be a goal kick and a highlight directly from it now. Winseth sends it long. God, we are really dominant in the air. Beautiful ball forward. And ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Sutton. Where is your defense? Where did they go? Where is your defense when Sutton fucking fires rockets into the top left-hand corner? Jesus Christ. The man's a machine. He comes just fucking rocket. Oh, that's wonderful. It's 4-0. You love to see Tommy Sutton doing stuff like that. I'm glad he's okay with being a squad player. Speak will come on. Sabri was just tiring a little bit. And we want to keep high energy up there on that wingback slot. Villa, cross comes in. I mean, we should have cleared our lines, but we'll take it. Them scoring a goal would be fine, but, you know. By the way, attendance is up today. 5,179. Not a sellout for us, because I think we're 5,500. But still, a strong attendance for our first game. 600 away fans, so the away end is packed. I guess the team who's, expected to finish low down the table, Michael Keeney gets booked. It's fine. We're so far ahead in this point, it's not even funny. You love to see... Filipovic, are we going to have last night drama? Keeney against the bar, and Walter Moraz gets his second of the season. I think that's his first. But still, beautiful stuff here. Keeney heads it in there with such vigor, and then Moraz just lashes it home for 5. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're TGWPIS FC. And I think we're up to the championship speed. You feel free to clip this and share it back to me when I'm getting battered 5-0 at home to like Fulham and Brentford and Crystal Palace. But you want to know what? Jenkins had a great debut. Everybody had a great debut. A lot of the they'll be brainwashed by Filipowic's game, though he still needs to prove more. Really? Like, Dejan, I think, is like one of our best. What did he do? I mean, he had 1 assist, 11 key passes. I mean, those are probably corners. Filipovic was served last season, scoring 19 goals and creating 19 in 50 appearances. Yeah, I mean, like, the 2020 guy is one of your strikers is not a bad thing. So we got goals from Richie DeCock, Antonio Carlos, Walter Moraz, Bobby Jenkins, and Tommy Sutton, which is already a huge contender for freaking goal of the goddamn season. Tommy Sutton. That thing was a freaking laser bolt. Jesus. It's just what he can do. These long shots in 9 too. How he can, I mean, Composure 17 kind of does it for you. And he is a championship level player. You'll love to see it. Also, he is a homegrown at club player too. So he is homegrown, Tommy Sutton. Homegrown. That means he's been with us for like over 3 years. Yeah, I get that. I want to see his history. Thank you, Football Manager. Yeah. Even last year in League One, where he wasn't, half the year was the main starter, 22 goals in 22 games, starts, 19 off the bench, and 4 assists. I mean, he is, I don't think he's going to break Casa's record anytime soon. But, he's making some appearances here, Graf. He's already come off the bench once and scored a goal. Gonna love to see him going forward. Schedule. When do we come back? I mean, where are people expected to be? Let's go off that earlier on in the year. So Derby County are expected to be 11th. We're expected to be better than Derby. Interesting. Brentford, Crystal Palace, Sheffield Wednesday, Stoke, Fulham are like the top. Let's come back for the end of the month. Burton, I mean, that's the Carabao Cup. If we get advanced further, we can. I think Fulham Brentford would be the time we come back for. Because we aren't even looking at the FA Cup until January. So let's get some of these cool, interesting matchups here. I mean, Blackburn, Sheffield United probably after that. But yeah, let me know. Here's some of the schedule right here. Also, oh yeah, we drew against Wolves. But that was Wolves, so... Then they were playing Fabio Silva. But yeah, there you go. There's the schedule for you guys. Let me know what you think. And until next time, I've been James. You've been you. This has been TGWPIS FC. It's not how good you are. It's how good you want to be. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.